All right, it is time to now start the induction process. Our first inductee tonight is Margie Knight. Margie Knight is one of the most successful softball coaches in NCAA history. She has posted a record of 805 to 193 and 2 ties in 22 years at Salisbury University. She is the winningest coach in their program's history and ranks 4th all-time in NCAA Division III in winning percentage and 13th in victories. The Salisbury Hall of Famer has guided her alma mater to 19 Capital Athletic Conference championships, 20 NCAA tournament appearances, and 9 World Series berths in her tenure. Margie is a 15-time CAC Coach of the Year, and her coaching staff has garnered 10 NFCA Regional Coaching Staff of the Year accolades. Additionally, she has led the Salisbury volleyball squad to 8 league titles and 8 NCAA tournaments. Prior to the collegiate ranks, Margie spent 13 years at North Carolina High School, leading both the softball and volleyball teams to multiple state titles and a combined record of 392 to just 77 losses. Please enjoy the video highlighting the career of Margie Knight.
Reliable, wise,
dedicated,
passionate,
professional,
competitive, intense,
dedicated,
a friend,
genuine,
integrity,
warm-hearted,
loyal,
intense/prepared,
resilient,
masterful,
Confident,
a friend,
very funny,
motivational,
passionate,
loyal,
inspirational,
honesty,
teacher,
enthusiastic,
animal lover,
dedicated,
driven,
caring,
competitor,
compassionate.
kind.
We are so proud of you and the accomplishments you have made. We grew up together in Catonsville and learned to play sports with the neighborhood boys. We played rundown on the front street with the older boys. We played Army in the woods. We did a lot of things together growing up, but the most important thing is we always played sports. We started at early ages with the Catonsville Rec and Parks. Then we moved on to the CYO League that my dad coached us in. And then we actually all played in high school together. And then we played after high school and before college. And to this day, we still do pick up games. Not so much with me anymore. Yeah, not so good anymore. Yeah, we're a little old.
What I do recall was her passion for excellence, competitiveness, and most importantly, her commitment to the development of all students. And actually, there was not a runner-up for this position because she was the only person that we wanted. Salisbury Athletics was and is thankful to have been the beneficiary of her agreeing to accept the position at her alma mater.
She absolutely came in with that expectation of immediately, first day, walking in here and winning. I mean, her goal the first year was to make it to the NCAA playoffs, which we had maybe only done one time in however many years of the program at that point. So her goal was to make it to the NCAA playoffs, and it wasn't just a goal, it was the expectation. And she made sure that the players understood that that's what she was going to do. She was going to work hard herself to make them better and for them to buy into this particular idea that we were going to be the best.
You know, you're a freshman and she's like, can be very intimidating, but once you get to know her, you realize that she has like the softest heart ever. But yeah, my freshman year was interesting. Like the first time I think I got yelled at, I was like, oh my goodness, you know, and you're like, you got Margie Knight yelling at you. But overall, you know, once I got through that and realized that like she really cared about me, it was fine.
The way she brings the energy up in the room just by walking in is contagious, and it makes you sit up a little straighter, stand a little taller, and perk your ears up a little more. It's something that's, she's risen above everyone else I've ever met because of that, and it's something special.
She never stops. Like sometimes I look over at her and I'm just dying over here, and she just keeps going. You know, she just has so much energy, and even if she is having a bad day, you would never know until after everything was said and done. She was like, I'm ready to go home now. The way that she's inspired athletes on the field, it goes beyond. It goes into what they're doing with the rest of their lives, or how they raise their families, or what they're doing in their job. There's just a lot of lessons that I feel like her players have learned and they have taken along the way, whether they have told her that or not.
As a player, you know, her motivational speeches at practice or before games or anything, like, always were just so, you know, always pump me up, and to this day still give me chills. It's just, I love how she can always just draw that out of you, no matter what's going on in different situations or each season, all the different things that are happening. She really can draw on those things.
She just had a tremendous positive impact, using the game of softball to create better people. And I think that the championships and the wins speak for themselves. Those are great. But the relationships that she's built and the way that Margie's made people feel is more important. And that's why people think so highly of her. And that's why she deserves this award.
So many of the players I played with, and that's many generations of Seagulls. You know, we meet up every now and then, and all of them say, I can't tell you how much I thank Coach Knight for all she did for me. Most of them say, you know, we struggled when we were a player with, like, our relationships may have been more contentious or, you know, strictly coach-player, but all of them I've talked to always come back and say she's given me so much more now than I realized going through the program.
It's been a fun time. We love you, Margie, and we wish you all the best. Congratulations, Coach.
Coach Knight, congratulations on your induction into the Hall of Fame. I cannot think of anyone that deserves it more across all divisions. I'm extremely proud to say that I was coached by you and also coached with you, and to also have you as a friend now.
Congratulations, Coach. Well deserved. Definitely excited for you, and you deserve all the accolades and everything that comes your way. And just glad and happy to be a part of it, happy to know you. Thank you for all you've done for me as a player and as a person, and now I can call you a friend. So congrats.
Coach, I'm so excited for you. You know how much this has meant to us over the last year. I know how much this means to you also, and I'm so happy that this moment has finally come, and I can't wait to share your special day with you.
Congrats, Coach. I love you. I'm so excited. You deserve this award more than anything, and I couldn't be happier for you. So happy to be a part of it.
Coach Knight, congratulations on this great honor. You are more than deserving for the countless contributions you have played in the positive development of so many young people.
Margie, congratulations on this honor that's well deserved for your long time as a coach here at Salisbury and the great success you've had. We appreciate all you've done for us, and we hope you have a great evening tonight.
Margie, I want to congratulate you on getting inducted into the NFCA Hall of Fame. It's been a great honor working with you for the past 20-so years. Can't keep track anymore of how many years we've worked together because it's been so long, but well-deserved honor, and I'm very proud of you.
Well, my message to Coach is simply this. I really have appreciated. She asked me to help her coach when she first got here at Salisbury 24 years ago as a coach. She asked me to help her coach, and we had to do some finagling to get my wife to allow me to do it. But when that occurred, the relationship just blossomed, and it has been a tremendous opportunity for me. I've enjoyed every minute of it. What a great experience, and I wouldn't have traded any of this or any more that we still have ahead of us for anything.
Congratulations, Coach Knight. There is no one more deserving. You are the best of the best, and I am so proud to have been part of your program and continue to be a supporter today.
Congratulations, you deserve this. I can't think of an honor more fitting for you. I am so proud to say that I played for you, that I'm a Salisbury Seagull, and just lastly, it's a great day to be a Seagull.
It's time to welcome our newest Hall of Famer, Margie Knight.
Thank you. Well, this is just awesome, and I sincerely mean that. I want to thank you all for being here this evening. I want to congratulate both the family of Coach Michael Ambrose for his accomplishments and induction, and Coach Karen Weekly for being inducted into the NFCA Hall of Fame. I am truly humbled to be entering this prestigious group with two coaches who are legends in the Fellowship of Softball. To the NFC Hall of Fame Committee, thank you for this award. What an honor. Terry Sharpless, friend and assistant coach, thank you so much for getting the process started. I would be remiss not to thank former Salisbury University AD Mike Viana for giving a high school coach a chance at the collegiate level. Dave Jones was my first principal in public school, and without his encouragement, I would have probably changed careers those first few months as a teacher. To this day, he is still one of my biggest cheerleaders. Current Salisbury University Athletic Director, Dr. Jerry DiBartolo, your faith and support over the past 3 years have been more appreciated than you possibly can know. I'd also like to give a shout out to our former president, SU President Dr. Janet Dudley Eschbach, for her support of the softball program and all of athletics at SU. Working at Salisbury University has fulfilled a lifelong dream. I am entering my 23rd softball season, and I also coach volleyball for the first 17 years at SU. The entire staff at SU are, well, they're just nice. I'm certain there are more eloquent ways to better represent that word, but it comes back to the very basics. They are just plain nice, supportive and encouraging, insistent upon lending a hand wherever it is needed most. We take care of each other in true Seagull spirit. Not many people get to say they love the job and look forward to going to work every day. It is truly a great place to work, and I could not be more proud. My office is located beside coaches who have collectively won 20 team national championships and 18 individual national championships. Why they still allow me to come to work every day and share that hallowed space, I don't know. It's way beyond me. They are some of the finest people and coaches I know, and it is a pleasure and privilege to work next to so many like-minded type A personalities who actually care about others in the department and cheer them on towards success. There are many coaches in this room tonight who have had an influence on my coaching style and career. Mike Andrea, Sue Enquist, John Sheeta, and certainly Karen and Ralph Weekly, to name just a few. They have inspired me for my entire coaching career. No longer with us, but certainly always impactful in how I instruct players and approach the games of softball and volleyball were June Walker and Carl McGowan. I am so thankful I had the opportunity to hear both of them multiple times. I even foolishly challenged their wisdom at times, only to realize, as I was humbly put in my place, that they were the experts and I was just the student. I thank all of you in this room for sharing your wisdom, your insights, your spirit, and encouragement, and I'm extremely grateful to have been able to interact with the best coaches in both sports. Now, I'm from Maryland, and I wonder how many of you know what Maryland is famous for. Look, no snarky remarks, but Maryland is best known for its blue crabs. Growing up, crabs and crab cakes have been a staple in our home, much like I'm sure most Marylanders' homes. My mother made the best crab cakes in Maryland. Yes, she did, Mike. I mean, doesn't everyone's mom from Maryland make the best crab cakes? Yeah, see? But hey, my mom did make the best. However, on this one particular somber occasion, our family had gathered together, knowing the end was near for my mom. She shocked all of us by making one more batch of her famous crab cakes. Now, keep in mind, I had always been a crab cake snob and refused to eat hers or really anyone else's crab cakes. as I truly believed that crabs should be eating crabs should be something done with a mallet, a knife, and lots of Old Bay spice. But I decided to eat just one of my mom's crab cakes on that particular Saturday in September. My gosh, was that crab cake delicious. How could I have been so foolish to think there's only one way to eat those scrumptious crabs? Now, fast forward 8 years after my mom had passed, and I called my brother Mike, and I asked him if he remembered the recipe for Mom's crab cakes. And sure enough, he knew it without even looking it up. He would say that's because he's smarter than I am from having eaten Mom's crab cakes his whole life. The recipe is very simple. Not a lot of additives, no real gimmicks or fancy new age ingredients. The crab cake recipe is very, very simple. But there's one part of the recipe my brother didn't tell me about, nor did he need to. But I saw it every single time my mom made them, every time she served them up at a 4th of July picnic or a summer birthday, or hey, my dad just happened to bring home a pound of jumbo lump crab. She made them with care, patience, and served them with love. It was those few extra unseen ingredients that made the final product such a success. Now, I do make those crab cakes now and again, and they're pretty darn good, according to my friends, colleagues, and neighbors. But what I hope I learned from watching my mom make those cakes and so many more culinary delights was the use of those unseen ingredients. The care and passion you put into something not only can be gratifying and fulfilling to others, but also rewarding to the chef. I would keep that life mantra throughout my career. What you put into it is what you get out of it. When I have a new batch of crab cakes to make, I look at the recipe, make the cakes, sit back, and I'm happy with the results. But I always make sure to add those few extra unseen ingredients that will help my players reach their peak of greatness, as well as making sumptuous crab cakes. I like to think I bring that same care and patience to my coaching, and I treat my players with love, oftentimes tough love, but still love. I would like to think I have kept the recipe for success in my career pretty simple. I gently shape players into becoming very good softball players, second only to being better people. Yes, there is no doubt I had to use more spice for some of those students, and some had to marinate a little longer before they too became solid players. But like my mom, I have been patient and added that unseen ingredient that I already know is crucial. And like my dad randomly bringing home some backfin lump crab meat, the best of the best, I too look for the best of the best in players and the best of the best in people. Let's face it, you have to have good basic ingredients for the foundation, but it's that extra ingredient that propels great people to gold star quality. I was blessed with the same type of best of the best when 23 years ago I asked Tom Stitcher to coach at the SU softball program. He hesitated as he had 2 small children at home, but Tom got permission from his wife, Kathy. I'm sorry, Tom, you worked it out with her to rejoin the team. He has been a cornerstone at Salisbury University and certainly within our softball program. He is that guy who coaches first. He keeps me anchored when things are going our way, and certainly more importantly, when we have struggled. Thank you, Tom, for your dedication to the program and to me, my friend for life. My former and current staff members are here this evening, which is such a humbling experience. I cannot thank all of these people enough for their loyalty, dedication, and hard work. Karen was my first assistant when I became a head coach in high school. She helped lead us to a couple state championships. While she no longer coaches with me, she does continue to come to games, and she still gives me valuable input, or invariably, just a kick in the butt. If I could name one quality that has made me successful in life, it's my tenacity. I just will not, let a good thing go. From my obsession with saving turtles who just have to move to the other side of the road, to my never-ending search for my cat Spock, who was lost for 17 days. Yes, I found him. I found him. He had been trapped in a wall in my house. No, yeah. They limited me to 17 minutes, so you cannot hear the whole story, okay? Okay. So he had been trapped in a wall in my house, but after several rounds with the wall studs, insulation, and bouncing on 2x4s, I was not only able to save him, but also do some remodeling of my home. Thank you, Spock. And he's still alive today. He has no teeth, but he's still alive today. Okay. It's the truth. Yeah, it probably is for that. My desire for saving animals may only be surpassed by my passion for seeing student athletes succeed in the game of softball. I just love doing both. I've never met a spider I didn't like, and a lot of wildlife reside in and near my home, and I try to take care of them all, if only respecting their living space. I appreciate all living things, including the players who have chosen to play softball at SU. When I have coaches come up to me and say, "Where'd you get that player?" And I think, she was sitting on the bench last year, but she worked really hard to be the best. She didn't complain, she just kept working and working and working to get better. And then I respond, "Hey, she was on our team last year." Then I think again, man, we kept pushing and pushing and pushing her because we could see what she could become long before she ever did. I hope the examples we set with passion for working hard and loving what you do each day has worn off on the players we have coached over the years. I look out here tonight and I see several players from different eras who are here to celebrate this truly overwhelming experience. They are just as successful off the field as they once were on the field. We've had some wonderful student athletes at SU. Without their care, dedication, great work ethic, and outstanding talent, I would not be standing here this evening. Of that, I am certain. Many have gone on to be very impactful in their life passions. In fact, in many cases, the students have surpassed the teacher, and it is to them whom I often go to for advice. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Jen. Aaron, who seems to always know when to touch base with me, and Jen, who I still argue with weekly, just like when she was on the team. She has now evolved from the student to the mentor, and I do appreciate your wisdom and humor. Having coached for 39 years, there are some strange things that have started to happen, or maybe I should just say strange things that have marked time. I started coaching the children of my former players. At first, I was shocked. I said, "How does this happen? I'm not that old." Yeah, I am. Now I realize that there can be no greater compliment to a coach than when a former player allows you to coach the person they love and care for the most. It is an honor that I will carry with me always. When I run into former players and students I haven't seen in a while, whether by accident or at a softball contest, it is pretty awesome to see an alum wearing that sweatshirt from 20 years ago and greeting me with a big smile and an even bigger hug. The flood of wonderful memories seems to wash away any tough times or losses we may have endured together. One of my players wrote this to me: "I think about the team constantly, and I'm so thankful to you for giving me the opportunity to meet some of the best people in my life." I get that wholeheartedly, as I too have been so fortunate to have so many players become part of my life and become lifelong friends. Many family members and other friends who are family have made the trip to Chicago to celebrate, and I can't thank them enough for always being there for me. My niece and her family. Melissa, you are my hero. Your strength and commitment to your family has been incredible. My sister-in-law, Nancy, who did the dishes after family meals as I sprinted from the dinner table to go shoot hoops or play step ball. Thank you for allowing me the time to develop my skills, and unknown to me at the time, my passion for sports. That sacrifice did not go unnoticed or unappreciated. Denise, Rita, and Jane, who are my sisters by circumstance, are still as close with me as when we grew up. They were my first teammates in alley kickball games and CYO softball. They are the ones to this day who have been by my side in the best of times and the hardest of times. I love you all. Always. Nancy, my college teammate and dear friend, is here this evening, and I thank you for always listening, laughing, and comforting. You've always been there when I really need a friend. We are teammates for life. My first memories of playing softball were when I was about 7 or 8 at Uncle Ed's house. I was having a catch with my dad and Unky, and I remember Unky saying, "She has a pretty good arm." And my dad nodded and saying, "Yes, she does." Funny how words last, they matter. I know they are both watching this with great pride, and I return that pride with gratitude and love. My Aunt Marg was also a big influence in getting me involved in different sports. Marg seemed to love sports as much as I do now. My dad was that parent who other teams hated. Oh, no, he wasn't negative. He just sat right in the middle of the opposing team's fans and cheered as loudly as he could for Salisbury. Initially, I was embarrassed, but eventually I looked forward to every away game as Dad would sound off and I would just smile. My brothers Mike and Steve played catch with me when my dad forced them to. They're a lot older than me, especially Mike. But Mike also was the one who had front row seats for many of my risk-taking behaviors. When I was 5, Mike allowed the neighborhood kids to help hoist me into a tree. You remember. I mean, all the other kids were doing it, so I wanted to try it. Well, I wasn't very strong at the time, and I fell pretty far and hard, breaking my arm while trying to protect my bottom from hitting the ground. Man, did Mike get in trouble for that. I mean, he literally let me go out on a limb. Come on. But he also showed me it's okay to take some risk. To this day, he's still a very positive influence in my life. But now now we just take financial risk together investments. Hasn't been a good week, all right? But that encouraging attitude he showed me has stayed with me my entire life. Thank you, Mike, I love you. However, if I continue to talk about risk-taking behaviors, I'm gonna have to bring back Denise, Rita, Jane, Jen, and Nancy. But I wanna make sure they like me and go to the after party, so I'm gonna save it to them. Take a quick sip here, this is a long story. Okay. Oh, you heard that, sorry. Then I'll take another one. No, I have not had any wine, right? Okay. No, I really haven't. I've been pounding water all week. Can't wait to the after party. Okay. All right, that was a commercial break, sorry about that. All right. When I was in 3rd grade, my Catholic school teacher, Sister Eucharia, verbally bashed my spelling ability in front of my fellow classmates, class of 3rd graders, for getting 19 out of 20 words wrong. It's honest to God truth. As humiliated as I was, and to some extent still am, Sister Eucharia taught me valuable life lessons. My brother's dying that I put this woman in this speech. I'm telling you that right now. I just wasn't ready in 3rd grade to receive those lessons. Words matter. My next spelling test was the following week, and I spelled dark wrong, even though, I had finally gotten 19 out of 20 right, with the help of every family member coaching me. However, Sister Eucharia made no mention of the 95% A, only what I did wrong. Words or lack thereof definitely matter to me. Words matter. They are strong. They're powerful. They count. It took Sister Eucharia to teach me that our words can hurt. They can sting and leave permanent scars, or on the flip side, they can lift you up to reach your highest potential. This is how powerful the spoken word is. To this day, I have full confidence in my athletic ability. Thank you, Dad, Uncle Ed. And every single day of my life, I am eternally grateful for Sister Eucharist's lessons, but mostly for spell check. It also matters what we say to our student athletes. Words have a profound influence regardless of how small the positive comment or how thoughtless the negative rhetoric. Sister Eucharist, although with negative words, was the right person at the right time in my life to teach me valuable lessons, despite the fact it took me years to apply those lessons. Her words may have discouraged me at the time and even humiliated me, but that doesn't mean there was not a lesson to take. She had a calling. She heard her calling, and she followed suit. I'm a better person for it today. Each of us has a calling to do different things with our lives. We are not always in control of the path it takes, but we are in control of how grateful we are for that calling and how to use it for good. I admit I struggled to decide if I was the right person to take the job at Salisbury University. Going from a high school coach to a competitive collegiate level, being successful at one level, did not guarantee a thing, but I knew it was what I wanted, and I had to take the risk to coach at the collegiate level. I have never looked back, and I have not regretted the wonderful journey, the decision to work at my dream job. Funny story, though. Even though words matter, sometimes they are just not quite enough, and sometimes a little subtle action is needed. In my second year at Salisbury University, then Salisbury State University, we had a pretty good junior transfer shortstop on our team. Nice lefty hitter with a pretty strong and accurate arm. We were playing at home one Saturday, and a heckler had set himself up on the first base foul line, hanging over our fence, and just berating our catcher. I kept telling our team to ignore him, but it didn't work. However, our shortstop decided to fix the problem, or should I say handle business. So in warm-up, she requested a backhand grounder and fired her throw past the wagging tongue of the naysayer. She then proceeded to stare him down. I'm in the dugout saying, I'm gonna lose my job. Oh, I mean, what just happened? She never has that wild of a throw. After the inning, I asked what the heck happened out there, and my shortstop said, I needed to take care of my teammate. I asked her never to do that again and turn around with a really big smile on my face. Like me, I have players who take a lot of risks. Some you want to scream at 1 second and are glad they are up at bat the next second. It's ironic that when I think back to the big risk takers, those ones whose spirit I didn't want to crush, but just maybe rein in their off-field antics a little, those risk takers, however, have become great leaders in their current lives. They have become moms, lawyers, coaches, teachers, firewomen, police officers, corporate executives, and even a few doctors. I am really proud of those risk-taking players as well as the ones who always towed the line to give us balance. Every single person I have coached remains in my long-term memory, and it's a long memory. I have surrounded myself with the greatest of people. You are the company you keep has never been more true than it is for me today. I have been surrounded by winners. I like to win. It's addictive. My competitive streak will probably be buried with me. I'll probably sit right up in my casket and say, did we get a good turnout? And then Sister Eucharist will appear at the pearly gates and tell me I cannot get in unless I can spell supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I will smile at her, pull out my phone, Google the word, and pass right on through those pearly gates. It has been a privilege, and it is a privilege to work at Salisbury University. Thank you to everyone who's helped me along the way. My heart is full, and I am very grateful. Thank you all.